So now only remain on the lead lap.
Steve Park is the last man on the lead lap in the number 1 car.
He's 10.5 seconds behind the leader, Rusty Wallace. See what happens here in traffic. Nemechek, the 42. He's 34th, 4 laps down.
There's DJ on the bottom.
Trying to follow front row Joe if he can. 23, Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy's in 22nd, 2 laps down.
Oh, 3 wide. Good thing he didn't see that replay of Kyle Petty.
A lot of give and take there.
Yeah. A lot of take by Rusty, a lot of give by the 2 cars he was passing.
You got it.
And you're not going to win this race at lap 245. You got to be around at lap 393. You know, when a guy gets dialed in, though, today, if you happen to hit it, like a Jarrett, like a Rusty now, if you get on your game, you're tough to handle, though. You don't stay there all day, it seems. Well, Jarrett's been darn close all day. Pit stops. Kyle Petty is in. He'll come in at lap 246. If you're a Kyle fan, scheduled stop for him. He was last in at lap 153. 14th spot. Oh, the Childress cars are side by side. Dale Earnhardt, the 3. Mike Skinner, the 31. Here comes the 28, Kenny Irwin. That's all for position. 14th, 15th, and 16th as you ride with Kenny Irwin.
Skinner has come from so deep in the field, started in 38th spot in that number 31 car.
Robert Presley in 32nd, 4 laps down. And for the lead, can Jarrett go? Yup, Rusty goes up the banking. That's all it took. Dale Jarrett takes over the lead, lap 249, when he comes back to the stripe. One little, I don't even want to say bobble, just one little move, and the guy's going to jump on it.
Well, the tires are getting tired too now, Eli.
Yeah.
And that's got to have something to do with it, because the behavior of these race cars will change a good bit as the tires begin to go away. Lots of little granite and marble chunks in this racetrack, and they literally just chew away at the surface of the tire. I mean, Goodyear's got a terrific tire here, but if you ever went out on this racetrack and got on your hands and knees and looked at it, you'd wonder how any tire could possibly survive at these incredible speeds. They're running right now around 138, 139 miles an hour. And going through the corners, it's like sandpaper working on them.
And you know, Glenn, you got to be impressed. Your brother showed some patience there. He wasn't going to force the issue. He was going to wait for something to happen.
No, you're exactly right, Eli. And he could see what was happening to Rusty's car. The further into the tire run or the fuel run that they go, the tighter Rusty's car became, it was burning that fuel load off the back end. And so, therefore, it changed the handling on the car, just like you were talking about, Dick. And that's what he was waiting on. And finally, Rusty's car pushed way up the racetrack, and Dale was able to go under him. We should be seeing pit stops in the next 10 to 15 laps or so they'll get a chance to fill them up, put fresh rubber on it, and start all over again. What you got, Steve?
Well, Glenn, Rusty Wallace's problem is he's gotten just a little bit tight in the center of the corners. When they make their next stop, Glenn, they're going to put a ½ a pound of air back in the right rear tire. So, again, another one of the teams experimenting or adjusting the car, rather, with air pressure.
And you saw Rusty's car kind of skate off the corner a short while ago. Johnny Benson is pitting. Matt Kenseth is in. Michael Waltrip makes a pit stop. So does Ken Schrader. But everybody now leaves their crews to do the next bit of work. Pit stop time is upon us as the TNN crew bring you the pictures from the Rock.
You go by.
Right there.
Right there, baby. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you. Right there, baby. That's all you, man.
I like those guys.
There's a lot of reasons why so many people who take care of their cars turn to AutoZone each week. The low prices on the replacement parts they really need, and the large selection of the things they simply want. But most of all, they come to AutoZone because of the helpful, friendly people who work there. The kind of folks who know their stuff and who'll go the extra mile to help you out. Because after all, taking pride in taking care of people is what AutoZone is all about.
Together we've celebrated birthdays and opening days. Good efforts and little losses. Moments that live once and forever. But what we really celebrated is time together. Now McDonald's salutes the year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration, where new memories are yet to come. Commemorate this momentous event at McDonald's with 4 special edition glasses. Where can you start celebrating the millennium? Did somebody say McDonald's?
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey!
Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
There is Dale Jarrett, continues to lead by a second over Rusty Wallace, by 2 seconds over Ward Burton, and by 5 seconds over Jeff Burton. We're in the thick of pit stops right now.
And Rusty Wallace has just had a conversation with his crew. He says the left front tire on that car, he's now in second spot. Rusty Wallace says the left front tire on that car is going away bad. He says there's a good chance I'm going to have to short pit it, meaning that number 2 car in second spot may have to pit well before they'd like to, well before the leader, because of tire problems.
And again, once the other guys come in for tires and they really just take off on you, you can start losing a lot of additional distance on the racetrack. We watch Rusty. Robert Presley is in. Elliott Sadler pits. Jerry Nadeau comes in for service. We're at lap 259. And if you're just tuning in, only 1 caution. Rick Mast lost an oil line. Lap 179. Made repairs. Came back 21 laps later. Brett Bodine with engine failure, the only retiree. He's gone to the garage. That has been it. Only the 1 caution and the 1 retiree.
He's got a little bit of damage on the left front corner of that 2 car also. It's not as aerodynamic as it ought to be. You see a little dent right there on the left front corner. I'm not sure how much damage that's done, but it couldn't help.
He's been in a good bit of traffic for much of the day. Run up front much of the day, running a very aggressive race, and obviously connected with someone.
Lap 261. If you're a Robert Presley fan, he'll be coming back in. He was a bit too quick leaving the pit lane, and he's coming in for a stop-and-go penalty. Steve Park is in. You saw Dale Jarrett peel off. Here comes Rusty Wallace right behind him. It'll make Jeff Burton the race leader, as Ward Burton will pit as well. So Jeff Burton now leads. Here comes Bobby Labonte. Let's go back to the pits.
Dale Jarrett comes in the 88. He has been talking about the car being just a little bit tight. They were talking about whether or not they would make a wedge adjustment or an air pressure adjustment. No working on the wedge, so apparently they're going to go with the air pressure adjustment on the 88, Steve. Well, Rusty Wallace just made his stop, and they also made a chassis adjustment to the right rear of that car, Ralph. We talked about air pressure, but they also made a chassis adjustment. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Yeah, we're down here. They're waiting on the 99. Bobby Labonte is in right now. Jeff Burton was supposed to pit last lap, and he went by pit road. He didn't get slowed down in time. Bobby Labonte took 4 tires and fuel and made a chassis adjustment to the right rear. Now Burton finally gets in here. He said he wore the right front out pretty bad on the car. The car was real good early on in that run, but now they're going to try to tighten the car up just a little bit. Got just a little bit loose at the end of that run, and he is down and away. Wow, 15.5. What a great pit stop.
They just keep getting quicker and quicker every week. So all the stops now cycling back on around.
Boy, once Dale Jarrett decided he was going to pit, everybody decided they were going to follow him. Rusty Wallace had been anxious to pit. The instant Dale Jarrett headed down pit road, Rusty followed, and so did just about everybody else who was on the lead lap.
So Rusty is the race leader again at lap 264. Handed over the lead to Jarrett and then Jeff Burton, but now reassumes it. Ward Burton is second. Let's set it for you. Dale Jarrett is third. Jeff Burton fourth, and Bobby Labonte fifth. Sterling Marlin is up to sixth now. John Andretti seventh. Mark Martin came off pit road in eighth, ahead of Jeremy Mayfield, Bobby Hamilton, and Steve Hart. That's the position they're in on the racetrack. Those 11 drivers are still the only ones on the lead lap out of the 43 starters. Now take a look, 2 seconds from the 2 of Rusty Wallace back to the 22 of Ward Burton. That is first to second place, 2.09 seconds. Ward Burton, 1 win, 4 top 10s here in 10 Winston Cup starts. Remember, he finished last year in February of a year ago, a couple of years ago now. Had that early accident, lap number 95. So he, like a lot of fellas, have had ups and downs here. Dale Jarrett, 3 6/10 seconds behind Rusty Wallace. Now, for the time being, as we look on the racetrack, for the time being, Terry Labonte has unlapped himself. So 12 cars now on the lead lap. If you're a Terry Labonte fan, he is ahead of the number 2. Meanwhile, Glenn, Mark Martin comes out in 8th spot. What's the deal there?
Well, they lost a little time on their pit stop, Eli. I watched it at the very end of it. I didn't think it was that bad. But now Mark, he was getting ready to come back down pit road. He thought that the right front was going down. But Jimmy Finney told him to be patient, let the air pressure build back up in it, and it should get a little better. I've been watching him race Jeremy Mayfield. He's been able to stay ahead of him, and he's actually pulling away. So they did make some chassis adjustments to the car. It had gotten very loose, and evidently it was just a different feel than Mark had been used to all day, and it took him a little while to get used to it. So a moment of panic there. The guys were up on the wall with right side tires, but now they've settled down. Looks like things are back to normal.
So that's the latest from down on the pit lane. As you look at Mark Martin, he and Ward Burton, the only drivers to record their very first career Winston Cup wins here at Rockingham. Talking to Ward today, he says he attacks Rockingham. That's the way he drives the place. And he learned from Mark Martin. He learned from Steve Meal. Pulls a bit of a lower gear than some of the other fellas does. What does that do to a race car, buddy, when you pull a lower gear, as Ward likes to do?
Well, it just means it does not turn as many RPMs when it's low gear, or should I back up?
And apparently Buddy's mic now has gone bye-bye. So we'll get back to Buddy on top of on top of that. We'll hear from him in just a moment or so. You heard the clunk, and then the microphone went by. So we'll get back and talk about lower gearing for you in just a minute. The leader is Rusty Wallace. There you see him. You see the 5. We told you Terry Labonte had gotten back on the tail end of the lead lap. Fans are looking on. Back to the Rock in a moment.
You know, this place reminds me of a guy I knew named Julius.
Another Darrell Waltrip story.
No, really. This guy, he was in the junkyard one day kicking around, and he found a rocket booster. So he says, I'm going to set myself a land speed record. Now, he got that thing up to speed. He hit the switch. He took off into outer space.
So whatever happened to him?
He came down out here somewhere.
Get out of here.
Now, Kmart.
Duralube Advanced Engine Treatment protects your car's motor like no other product can. Sure, there are imitators. Hey, we're flattered by it. But remember, when it comes to protecting your car's engine, independent tests prove nothing compares to Duralube. Duralube, tomorrow's technology today. Duralube, imitated but never duplicated.
America's newest tire store has just the tires for you, and just the battery, and shocks, and brakes for your Ford, Mercury, or Lincoln. One-stop service with factory-trained technicians and competitive prices. Now get a Motorcraft-tested tough battery for $59.95. Quality care service, the right people, the right parts, and always the right prices. at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
What keeps them together? What sets them apart? Tightrope, the brand new album from Brooks and Dunn, featuring their latest smash, Missing You, in stores September 21st.
They're a couple of good friends of racing, Kix Brooks and the Reverend Ronnie Dunn, as they like to call him. Come to the races all the time. They've got those Legends cars they run over at the Nashville Speedway USA. Good to see Kix Brooks, Ronnie Dunn, and the music available to you.
Okay, we talked about low and high gears.
Yes, we were talking about Ward Burton pulling a different gear than many of the other fellows here at the Rock.
Well, if you have a low gear, that means it turns up high RPMs down the straightaway. That means you can ease out the corner and then accelerate really quick down the straightaway. It saves tires, too, because you don't run as hard in the corner.
Rusty Wallace has that margin now on Ward Burton. Remember, it was 2 seconds a while ago, folks. Now it's only that margin there, half a second maybe. 10, 12 car lengths.
He's been just having a tough time trying to get past the 20 car of Tony Stewart. This has been going on lap after lap after lap. Rusty just can't seem to get him.
Might have used up his tires by now.
I wonder.
Well, Rusty almost crashed just a little while ago trying to go by the 20 of Tony Stewart off the back straightaway over there. Tony come right up in front of him, and they almost hit the wall together.
Well, it's let Ward Burton close right in on him. Ward Burton just right on his back bumper.
And look at those numbers right there. Ward's the quickest. NASCAR timing and scoring, upper left of your screen, brought to you by MCI OnNet. It is your one connection to the world.
And Steve Park's fixing to go a lap down. He fought a real hard battle today to stay with the leaders.
The Pennzoil #1, he's running in 11.
This isn't over yet. Not by a long shot. Rusty's not got him yet.
There you see fellas who had first wins here. We talked about it most recently in the last couple of decades. Mark Martin and Ward Burton. You saw Donnie as well going back to the 60s. And there goes Steve Park. Gave it a great fight. The 11th place man now a lap down. So only 10 remain on the lead lap.
Ward Burton has just run a terrific race today. He's been second twice so far this year, both times to his brother. Vegas and Darlington been second. Wouldn't he love to pop off a win today for his car owner, Bill Davis, and himself?
Here he goes.
Here he comes.
That's going to be tough on the bottom. Watch the 2-car when he starts down off the corner here. He'll pull right away.
Ward did lead a lap earlier. He led lap 178 and picked up his 5 bonus points. This is what we always talk about. When folks always say, well, yeah, it's one thing to catch them, one thing to pass them. This is everything right here in capsule form around Kevin LePage, the number 16.
And this is one of the really fun things about Rockingham. I mean, this is a racetrack where if a guy's got a good race car and he's smart, and he's got a good crew chief and a good spotter, and he can put all that together, he can pass a lot of race cars. Witness all the people that started deep in the field earlier today that got themselves up toward the front. Watch what's going on here with Ward Burton and Rusty Wallace. It's a real team racetrack. Everybody pulling together to make it happen.
Well, I got to tell you, Mark Martin's left in the straightaway are going a lap down right now. These guys are going down some great race cars.
Still plenty of racing, though. You see 107 laps to go. Only one caution today. Rick Mast lost an oil line at lap 179, returned 21 laps later. And Brett Bodine is the only guy in the garage. Engine failure put the Paychecks machine out for the day.
All across America, we're there to see you through. We're more than just a man, change your name and Jiffy Lube.
Racing is hard on cars. Always has been. So is everyday city driving. Jiffy Lube makes it easy to take care of your car, and they offer Pennzoil. Just drive in, drive out, drive on.
We're more than just another change your name and Jiffy Lube. Drive in, drive out, drive on.
Oh, we're gonna miss you. Yeah, 39 years. Say, Earl, why don't you keep this? We did bowl at one time. Dave'd like you to have this. Hey, anyone need it? I'll take it. All right. What else you got, Sorry, guys. I'm keeping my Red Wings. What size do you wear? 9.5.
The feel of cotton, the fabric of our lives.
You know, my first racing days were pretty rough. With my wheels set so close together, I was always getting loose in the turns. Now that I'm trading paint with the big boys, wider is better.
With speed-sensitive steering, the White Track Grand Prix delivers precise control in the corners. No wonder it's been selected official pace car of NASCAR.
There's no getting around it. Wider is...
The White Track Grand Prix. Wider is better. By Pontiac.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 is being brought to you by Pontiac, who invites you to visit TNNRacing.com to register for an online chat with Tony Stewart. Welcome back to The Rock, the North Carolina Speedway. It opened in the fall of 1965, became the 5th super speedway to get a permanent spot on the NASCAR Winston Cup schedule, and Rusty Wallace is happy it did, because as you look from Ted Musgrave forward towards Rusty Wallace, you see Rusty is the man who now has his moment in the spotlight. He's gotten the car dialed in. And you know, when Rusty is good this year, think about it, he's 11 races, including today. Of the previous 10 races, 5 times he has led the most laps. So when he gets good, he gets real good.
Oh, yeah.
And he's real good today. But what he needs to do is close, and that's what they're working on for sure.
Well, he's got a good car today. It's able to go up high, down low, anywhere he wants to go.
Inside of 100 laps remaining.
You know, I was talking about Mark Martin. He's just 2 cars right now. Looking back, you can see Rusty Wallace right behind the 20 car there, moving in on Mark Martin to put him a lap down.
Mark running in 10.
And Rusty has been dogging that number 20 of Tony Stewart for much of this tire run. He just hasn't been able to get by him until this moment.
And Tony Stewart is already a couple of laps down in 18th position.
Look at this. He's going to lap Mark Martin
on the outside.
On the outside at Rockingham. Unheard of. Mark Martin, who won yesterday in the Busch Series race. It was his 10th career Busch Series win here at Rockingham. Going down a lap.
So 10th place now, a lap down. Only 9 on the lead lap. And the man in 9th right now is Jeremy Mayfield.
You can see Mark get absolutely no traction when he gets up to come off the corners. His car is off just a little bit.
Hey, Ralph, we're getting a report that somebody got banged up down in Schrader's pit when he came in for a stop a while ago. What's the deal there?
That's rear tire changer Jason Enders. Jason slipped on some fuel, Eli, as he came running around the backside of the car. Some fuel had spilled onto the ground, and he slipped on the surface, went down and banged up a finger pretty good. So car owner Andy Petrie, who used to go over the wall when he was just a crew chief and a crew member, will go back to changing tires. He's going to take care of the front tires, and Alan Whitaker is going to move back to the rear.
That's the update down there on the pit lane.
Next year, Andy Petrie is going to go back to being a crew chief as well. Sammy Johns, who has been the crew chief in the number 33 all year, is going elsewhere, and Petrie's going to take the job back over himself.
There you see Ken Schrader in the 33 machine. Meanwhile, up front, the 2, Rusty Wallace around Matt Kenseth in the 17, and still being hounded by Tony Stewart. Jeremy Mayfield. Oh, problems in the wall. There you see Ricky Craven. Ricky Craven, as caution is on the speedway. Second time today, lap number 300. So Ricky Craven tags the wall.
such a good run going earlier this day. Ricky Craven in the Midwest trucking entry just can't seem to get a break.
Now, Glenn, what does this mean fuel-wise for the folks who are just joining us? We've got at this point 87 laps to go. Roughly, can the guys go that distance?
I think so, Eli. They've been running about 82 laps. Most of the lead cars have, and the reason they've been pitting at that time is they figured it out. That's the interval they needed to pit for tires. Depending on how long this caution is, and when they go back to actual green flag running, I believe that most of them will have enough fuel to make it. It's going to be close. It's going to be fun to watch. If it does do that, then the guys whose cars are set up for the long runs will absolutely have the advantage there if there are no more cautions, because that will be the longest run that they've made all day.
And of course, at this very moment, there are 92 laps to go. But when they come in and make their stop, it'll be 91, and they'll run around under caution for a couple of 3 laps, and that's how we came up with the number of roughly 87 laps of green flag racing, barring any further cautions. So the stops now being made. Lap 302. Wallace, Ward-Burton, Dale Jarrett. In that order, Steve.
And Earl Barber, the jack man, gets the right side of the car up in the air. No chassis adjustments on the number 2 car. 4 tires and gas for Rusty Wallace, Ralph Shaheen.
Clean windshield along with 4 tires. Now they're going to take a half a pound out of the right front for Dale Jarrett, the race leader and points leader at least at this point. And he is down and away. And we go to Glenn Jarrett, 17 points.
And Jeff Burton just pulled out in another fantastic pit stop, 16.5. They changed 4 tires of fuel, made a very slight air pressure adjustment. They had talked about doing a track bar adjustment. They decided not to do that. So great pit stop for Jeff Burton. Back up to Eli.
That pit stop clock brought to you by Quality Care Service, the same kind you can get at your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer. So we are under caution. Only the second time today. Do the teams have enough fuel? That's the question on everybody's mind. We're back in a moment.
If you think all ATVs are created equal, you've never ridden a Yamaha. The new Kodiak 400 Automatic and Big Bear 400 from Yamaha. Because out here, bears rule. Now, for a limited time, get low monthly payments on every Yamaha ATV and a great deal on a winch flower generator with select models.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
Down and Dirty Days on TNN. 2 tons of eye-hammering, bone-crunching, fighting-mad, muscle-bound bull. The PBR Bud Light Cup World Championship Finals live in Vegas Thursday at 10, 9 Central on TNN.
Sounds complicated. Local long-distance internet. It's very simple when you focus on this. One low price. ClearVision 2020. Look, unlimited local phone service, 500 minutes long distance, and unlimited internet access. Just $60 a month. See what I mean? ClearVision. Call now and see for yourself. Local long-distance and internet, one low price. ClearVision from Picus. How the world communicates.
That graphic says it all. Top secret microwave popcorn 400, and it's been popping here today. A lot of action here in the final few moments of this event. 1 lap away from going back to green. And, Ralph, that'll mean about 88 laps if we don't have any more cautions from here to the finish.
Eli, it's going to be very tight, but I've spoken to both Tommy Baldwin, the crew chief for Ward Burton on the 22, and to Todd Parrott, crew chief for Dale Jarrett. And they both say that they can go all the way on fuel and tires from here, but it's going to be awfully, awfully close, Steve.
Well, Ralph, I just talked to Robin Pemberton, Rusty Wallace's crew chief, and just put the question to him, Robin, can you make it the rest of the way on gas? And he said, yeah, we can make it on gas. It's the tires that bother me. It's the end of the race. If it stays green, it's going to be quite a struggle for the drivers, Glenn Jarrett.
Exactly the same thing that was told to me down here by Jeff Burton's crew, Steve, that they had no problems with fuel. It was tires they were worried about. I went and asked Jimmy Makar with the crew chief for Bobby Labonte. Exactly the same words. So they all know that they can make it on fuel. Tires are the big problems. I guarantee you, for the first 30, 40 laps of this run, you're going to be hearing crew chiefs admonishing their drivers, take care of your tires. We've got to go to the end of the race.
So let's see who can and who can't.
Cars off. Cars in. Ready. Ready. Green flag, green flag, green flag.
Back to work we go. Lap 3:07.
Mark Martin's chance to get back on the lead lap if he can get by the 22.
That shot brought to you by Midas. Go safely, go Midas. Another of the Midas wall cams. Saw the speeds flickering up there on the Jugs gun readout.
Bobby Hamilton almost ate that camera. He came off the corner so high.
Ward Burton, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton. That's your front three. Dale Jarrett fourth. Bobby Labonte is fifth. Sixth is Sterling Marlin. Seventh, Jeremy Mayfield. John Andretti is eighth. Bobby Hamilton ninth. 10th is Mark Martin. Steve Park is running in 11th. Jeff Gordon now in 12th. Not on the lead lap, remember. Only 9 teams are on the lead lap. Back to Andretti. For the 24, haven't talked much about him today. He was way behind. But the Rainbow Warriors gave him a great bit of pit service and got him closer to the front. Now running in 13th, a lap down, is Jeff Gordon. Only Mike Bliss and Brett Bodine in the garage. And watch this scramble right here. Jeff Burton for second. Richie strong.
He's been strong all day, Eli. You're absolutely right. I was just going to say that myself. He has run a beautiful race, and that car has been tough lap after lap after lap. You know, in the spring here, well, February, I guess that wasn't really the spring. In February here, Jeff Burton won the Busch Series race. Mark Martin won the Winston Cup race. Yesterday, Mark won the Busch Series race, and I was talking with Burton this morning in his trailer, and he thought it'd be only fair if he won here today.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He has 5 top 5s in the last 8 races here, Jeff Burton does.
Better top 5 percentage than anybody else in today's race. In fact, still going to win here, though.
So the brothers Burton are first and second right now. Ward ahead of Jeff.
Boy, Rusty's hanging right in there, though. He's not letting him have an inch on this deal. So much for conserving tires.
We saw the leaders go around Ricky Craven.
And Jarrett now moving in at just about 8 or 10 laps, and here he comes after a restart. The car is really good on long runs.
The longer they run, the better that 88 goes, for sure.
I just said that.
Yeah, I know you did. I wanted to underline that, make sure nobody missed that, because that has really been the story of the day. He's been so good on the green flag situations when they put 4 tires on that car. DJ is real careful. He doesn't abuse them, but as the race wears on, he gets faster.
Of course, remember, the teams on the lead lap are the 2 Burton brothers, Ward and Jeff, then Rusty in 3rd, then Bobby Labonte in 4th, Then Mayfield 5th, Sterling Marlin 6th, Andretti. Jarrett, you see, right there, trying to find the opening. He's in 4th place.
Ricky Craven has just pulled back into the pit area again.
Boy, I tell you what, it's tough to get a spot here. Look at the way these two cars are almost evenly matched right now.
And that is 3rd and 4th up for grabs. Jarrett, with whom we're running, and Rusty Wallace.
Jarrett's never won a Winston Cup race here at Rockingham. Rusty has won more than anybody else in today's race, 5 times. Skinner in the 31. He's running an 18th spot, not on the lead lap. Well, Jarrett has put him away.
Take your time, show some patience, get the job done. So Jarrett is up to 3rd behind the brothers Burton, who you see in the distance. Ward is the race leader. He's got 2 3/10 seconds on his brother Jeff, and Burton has 3 8/10 seconds on Jarrett.
It was an exciting day at Pop Secret. We had an idea for something big. Home-style microwave popcorn.
Look, that's the house.
Now, to recreate that old-fashioned stovetop popcorn taste, we need the same real butter, that light sprinkling of table salt, just the way it used to be.
Is that your van?
Well, we did it. Home-style taste just like the kind cooked on the stove. From Pop Secret, perfect popcorn is our passion. Now try extra butter, too.
It's new, it's cool, it's easy to use. It's an internet site that features over 350,000 name brand products, children instructions, and a place for people who love their car. www.wrenchhead.com. Register now. Proud sponsor of NASCAR Rock. Wrenchhead.com.
If you don't get AC Delco brand name parts, you'd better get a good brand name shoe. AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
No matter what kind of car or truck that comes into my shop, there's one brand of automotive parts I can depend on. AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
Once Mark Martin puts the hammer down, it's pretty hard to get him to stop. Fortunately, the crew has its ways.
Do I hear steak on the grill?
WD brand steak.
Brings him in every time.
From the beef people.
At Burger King, we're making breakfast that's easy to eat on the run, like our sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich or delicious French toast sticks. Grab them and go right now for just 99 cents each. Hey, with tasty choices like this, getting out of bed just got a whole lot easier.
Burger King. Have it your way.
That is never a good scene, particularly if you're a Dale Earnhardt fan. We are under caution, lap number 322. An accident, backstretch. Wally Dallenbach and Dale Earnhardt, the cars involved at lap number 321. There you see Wally throwing out the, looks like a soft drink or a drink canister of sorts, as we are under caution here at the Rock. Let's take a look at exactly what happened. This came off turn 2 onto the backstretch.
Oh, there it is.
Ah.
It's like Earnhardt tagged the wall.
Coming out of the corner, hit the outside wall.
Yeah.
Then Wally got hit from behind as he checked up, and the fellas behind him didn't.
Oh, Earnhardt just nailed the wall coming out.
And
nailed
there
it
is
hard.
Dale, obviously okay, but caution. Mark Martin did get his lap back. Pit road is closed at this moment as they bring an ambulance around to check on the guys. Dale Earnhardt now apparently will not finish this race, so we'll have a couple of DNFs in 1999. Previous to today, he finished 41st here at Rockingham back in February. Remember, he had that accident. And he was in 40th place in Atlanta when handling problems put the Goodwrench machine behind the wall.
So I'm waving at the crowd. Last week's winner, not going to finish today.
He gave that wall a pretty good lick.
Oh, yeah.
There it is right there. I mean, he took a chunk out of that concrete on the, you see the metal bars there and all.
Look out, went up the wall there, too. It tried to climb the outside wall.
And remember, too, about 10 laps earlier, watch what happened here. Went way wide and then came down.
Yep, he and DJ got into it.
So now they're going to open the pit road for lead lap cars. That is J.R. Rhodes on the right of your screen, the public relations representative for Dale Earnhardt, walking with his driver, making sure he's okay. And the pit stops are going to be made if the leaders choose to come in, as one expects they would, at lap 325.
Ward did a little fake. He didn't drop down instantly, but he's coming down, and so is everybody else on the lead lap.
So here they come, lap 324 of 393. Ralph, it's yours.
Well, Dale Jarrett is planning on making a small change as far as bite. They're going to take a little bit of bite out of the car. They're dealing with the cloud cover. The 22 is going to stay exactly the way they are with their setup. They're very happy with it, Glenn.
And I'm down at Jeff Burton's pits. They have had fantastic pit work today. His car's also a little tight, Ralph, so they're going to take a round of bite out of the left rear. There was a lot of discussion about whether we're going to do it. Finally decided on the left rear. Right sides are on, left side's down, and once again, 15.8 seconds. Another fantastic pit stop, Steve.
Well, Glenn, the 2 car had the same exact strategy. They took a round out of the left rear, 4 tires. Remember the last stop, they didn't make any changes except to change the tires. This time a more aggressive move, 1 round out of the left rear of the number 2 car.
So you have all the action on the pit lane. Dale Earnhardt, Wally Dallenbach, and Jerry Nadeau all going to the garage as we work the 3rd caution of the day on TNN Motorsports. We're back in a moment.
Light, heat, and time are all enemies of beer. We can protect the beer from light with a brown bottle. We can protect beer from heat by ensuring that we keep it in a temperature-controlled environment. We then make sure that the consumer enjoys that beer as soon as possible. We are the only major domestic brewer that uses a born-on dating system to ensure that our customers get the absolute best, most cared-for, most perfect beer they can buy.
I remember Dad would always warm up the engine before we drove off, but these days, no time. Boom, we're off. And that's when most engine wear occurs. But with Mobil One synthetic oil, engine wear's virtually a thing of the past. I've seen engines pulled down after 1 million miles. 1 million miles on Mobil One, and they're almost like new. It's amazing stuff, worth every dollar.
Nothing outperforms Mobil One.
Well, all right. TaylorMade Inner Joe Ball. Explosive distance, soft feel. I found them online and at 25 retail stores.
StoreRunner.com has shopping experts in every conceivable field, like Mark Anderson in sporting goods.
Ooh, Dunlop Double Titanium Ball and a Callaway Hawkeye Titanium Driver. Am I right?
StoreRunner.com. Log on, let's shop.
Welcome back, everybody. Reminder about wrenchhead.com, the ultimate online automotive superstore. It's available to you now. It's the only site you need for all of your automotive repair, maintenance, and performance parts. Why not visit them today at www.wrenchhead.com. Under caution, after Dale Earnhardt, Wally Dallenbach had their problem on the backstretch. Rusty Wallace running in 3rd. Let's see if we can chat with him a moment.
Rusty Wallace, it's Dick Berggren at TNN. Do you hear us?
Yeah, loud and clear.
How's your race car today?
Yeah, thank you.
Come on back. How is that race car today, Rusty?
The race car's been real good. Last set of tires got real all bound up and just couldn't get these. I'm glad we got the caution flag.
What's the best line for your car today?
It's pretty well on the bottom. It's a fast way.
And we thank Rusty. Obviously, a little loose connection somewhere there.
Okay, thanks. Good luck.
I don't know if there was a loose connection or other. All the radio transmissions going on in and around the area might well have kind of nulled things out. But we got the basics there. He had a little setup in that tire that he didn't really like.
Started binding up a little bit.
Yeah, and he likes the bottom as well. It's a fast way around the racetrack. If the car will work there, if the track will accommodate it, certainly you use a lot less distance there.
Roger Penske, the captain, he's here. Owns the Rusty Wallace and Jeremy Mayfield cars. Rusty's in third, Mayfield's in seventh. Hey, if you're a Jeff Gordon fan, you see Jeff right there. That is he trying to get back on the lead lap. He is going to start inside of Jeff Burton. He is the first driver a lap down in 11th spot. We've seen this before. Gets a lap back late and comes on to win.
Ready.
Let's see.
Get ready. Get ready. Green flag, green flag. Green flag, green flag.
Laps to go.
They're still side by side down the back straightaway.
Jeff Burton has the lead in the 99.
Certainly no one wants to let Jeff Gordon back on the lead lap if they can possibly avoid doing that, because this guy is a threat, absolutely a threat in every race he enters.
Now the blue and yellow machine right behind Kenny Wallace. He is not on the lead lap, but he is a lap down in 12th. So he's chasing Jeff Gordon for position.
But boy, these two cars right here are, that's Ward Burton right now moving up with Rusty Wallace. Those two cars are flying right now.
Kenny Wallace, who you had mentioned, has had just a terrific run the last few weeks. He's got 4 career top 5s, 2 of them in his last 3 starts. Very disappointed in his qualifying run. The starter motor locked up. They couldn't turn the engine over on that car, so he had to start deep in the field, but running well now.
Meanwhile, Steve is with Dale Earnhardt downstairs.
Hey, Dale, first of all, you hit the wall awfully hard. Are you okay? And it looks like you're going to try and get the car back in.
Well, it'd be worth 3 points, I think, beat the 25. So I'm not sure going to do it. I got the 28 and I got hooked up, and I think his bumper was stuck into my bumper, and when I was trying to turn it off the wall, it just wouldn't go. So we knocked the wall a ton, but was really suffering all day the way the car was handling anyway. So I hate to be out. I wanted to finish, but we was having a tough day anyway. Maybe we can go get him at Phoenix.
Dale Earnhardt, he did hit the wall a ton. Now again, the 99 is the leader. The 24, Jeff Gordon, trying to get back on the lead lap. The 22, the cat car, that's Ward Burton, Jeff's older brother, who is now running in second. Then Rusty's right behind in third. Jerry Nadeau is coming back out of the garage. He'll be 13 laps down after being involved in the aftermath of that accident before.
Rusty Wallace on the bottom, looking for second spot with Ward Burton just outside him.
So Gordon stays a lap down. That's the battle for second. Wallace in the blue and white, the black, gold, and red for Ward Burton.
Contact. Tail end of Rusty's car just came out, touched the 22 of Ward Burton.
MCI World Comp, your one-stop connection to the world, giving you those NASCAR timing and scoring updates. You see, Burton and Wallace, then another Wallace, and a Skinner. Now Mike Skinner in the 31, not on the lead lap. He's a lap down in 17th. Again, the 55, Kenny Wallace, a lap down in 12th. And notice again, see how bright it is? See how many times today the sun has come and gone. I mean, it has been a crew chief's nightmare in that regard. First it's cloudy, then it's bright, then it's halfway between the two, then you don't know what to set up for. Now again, it gets cloudy that quickly. And brilliant sunshine yet again. It's been that kind of a day.
Well, the nice thing thing about that kind of a day is if your car is handling poorly, just wait a half a lap, it'll handle better.
Kind of like the weather up in your neck of the woods.
That it is, yeah.
55 laps to go. Jeff Burton hoping he can pull off the win, but Tommy Baldwin says, my guy's not done battling yet.
Introducing the first Suzuki ATV, available in your choice of manual or automatic transmission. The Quad Runner 500, an all-new Quad Master 500. The choice is yours. Buy a selected Quad Runner and get a super winch for just $49.95 and great financing.
Your family has celebrated lots of first moments. First ride, first love. And now, McDonald's gives your family a first-in-a-lifetime chance to be a part of the year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. You could win one of 500 dream vacations for 4. Pull the tab when you supersize an extra value meal.
Grandma, this is my first millennium.
Mine too, baby. Where can you start celebrating the millennium? Did somebody say McDonald's?
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Got them on the inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo. Animal. Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
They're the kind of folks who take pride in taking care of their car, who'd rather take the time and save the money by doing the job themselves. In other words, they're the kind of people who turn to AutoZone every week. And while they come to us for the quality parts, or the everyday low price, sometimes they come just for the advice. And that's okay, because at AutoZone, giving people what they need is what we're all about.
Over-the-road transit for this telecast is provided by Ryder Transportation Services. There is the race leader, Jeff Burton, as we welcome you back to the Rock. TNN Motorsports is with you. Eli Gold, Dick Bergman, Buddy Baker, Ralph Shaheen, Steve Burns, Glenn Jarrett, the whole crew on hand. Jeff Burton having things his way. Just taking the lead and pulling away. There you see the 88, Dale Jarrett. He has just picked up 5 more bonus points. He will lead the most laps today. And as you know, or if you're new to the sport, you get 5 bonus points. If you lead a lap, 5 additional if you lead the most laps. So right now, 246 markers between Jarrett and Bobby Labonte. That was the Haviland point recap brought to you by Texaco, a world of energy. Riding with Dale Jarrett right now. Most recently, Rusty Wallace led from laps 264 through lap 302. Then Ward Burton led 303 through 325. Jeff Burton took over at 326. As you see the scramble there for third, all of a sudden Bobby Labonte bringing his Pontiac back into the picture.
Labonte reminds me a little bit of Darrell Waltrip these days, where year after year, race after race, you wouldn't see Darrell Waltrip till the end of the event, and then all of a sudden, here he is. And that's what we're seeing right now. Bobby Labonte has just sort of hovered around this group, stayed on the lead lap. Now it's getting close to checker flag time. Here he comes.
Pearson used to do that too a lot.
Yes, he did.
You'd look up and say, where'd he come from? And Glenn, all of a sudden, here comes Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, Eli, they've been working on that car. On every pit stop, they've made some sort of chassis adjustment, usually a track bar or some wedge out of the car. Bobby says the car's still a little bit pushy, but it's not too bad, which will tell me that Rusty Wallace's car still has a tight problem because he just can't seem to hold Bobby off. Bobby's running him pretty hard, and I don't think that Rusty's going to be able to hold him off. But Bobby has started out with the car not so good. They've worked on it all day and made a pretty good race car out of it.
They have made a great race car out of it. You see Jeff Gordon up on the high side being bypassed by others. Gordon is still Now a couple of laps down, rather 1 lap down in 11th spot.
But dropping back on the leader. He's got, the car just is not good enough to be able to take that lead lap back again.
No change there in that battle for third. Still Rusty Wallace in the 2, Bobby Labonte in the 18. Looks like Bobby's trying a little bit more. Here comes Jarrett. Looks like Bobby's trying to back up his dive into the corner each time to see where he has to start. If he can get off that banking and keep the car wound up.
He ought to look in the mirror because the 88 car, Dale Jarrett, figured it out. He's really on the move right now.
Bobby Labonte's second in points right now. Finished third here in the spring, February, led 22 laps of that event. Not had great runs here. His best finish ever in the October race is 6th.
And you've got 2 Pontiacs in the top 4 right now. Pontiac's got 6 wins already this year. That's more wins for Pontiac than any other year in the 90s except 93. When Rusty won 10 races and Pontiac had 11 wins overall.
Now Ray Smith and Fred Simmons and the rest of the guys in Pontiac have done a terrific job keeping good cars in the camp and working with their teams to make sure that they've got the best of everything. And they've got some terrific cars, and this is one of them right here.
Bobby Labonte, the 18, with 4 wins for Pontiac this year. John Andretti, Tony Stewart, each with 1. And there goes Rusty. He'll lose 3rd spot.
Maybe 4th.
May even lose 4th, yeah.
It's so hard at the end of the race when you run up front like that to watch other people passing you.
But all the while, that man, Jeff Burton, continues to lead. 5 super speedway wins already this year. That's the most for anybody, and his crew chief, Frankie Stoddard. They're leading at the Rock, near the finish.
Hey! He's in the garage.
Hey!
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base. Specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. And a K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. From where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
They're taking no prisoners on this week's Roller Jam. It's the X-Men taking on the G-Force, and somebody's going down.
Nobody compares the Hot Dice team.
The Hot Dice, the Rustlers, Roller Jam, Friday at 7, 6 Central on TNN.
When your whole universe revolves around your vehicle, sometimes it's hard to remember all the little details. But at the end of the day, the one thing you don't want to have to think about are your brakes. And that's why you must always remember the Brake King. And always remember fast one-day service on all makes and models at the Brake King.
Team Patriot pulls up to the 8th tee in a 2000 Buick LeSabre Limited golf car.
You know, I hear there are 9 to choose from with huge savings.
Let's see if it helps their golf game.
Finding this ball certainly harder than selling those 2000 Buicks. Digging my way out of this sand trap is a whole lot harder than buying a new Buick at Patriot. Finding a ball in the woods is a lot harder than finding a new Buick 2000 at Patriot.
You guys need to keep your day job.
Patriot Buick Pontiac GMC, 212 2nd Street in Williamsburg.
Welcome back, everybody. No change in the running order. Jeff Burton, Ward Burton, Bobby Labonte, and Dale Jarrett. That's your top 4. Rusty Wallace back in 5th. Mark Martin 6th, Sterling Marlin 7th, and John Andretti, Jeremy Mayfield, Bobby Hamilton. Those 10 battling amongst those on the lead lap. And everybody else at least a lap down. There you see Ward Burton going around Michael Waltrip. Michael running in 26th. Not been a great track for Michael this year. Remember back in the spring race or the February event, ran the last 100 laps without brakes. And I went to a handful and a half for this place.
And kept going.
And kept going, yeah.
Demonstration of either courage or, well...
he finished 20th that day, Michael did.
He's going to run a marathon, believe it or not. Michael's getting ready to run a marathon in South Carolina in December sometime. He's running 20 to 30 miles a week to prepare for that thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 2 blocks long.
Oh, no. Michael's
26 miles, 385 yards.
I'm telling you, this guy's a terrific athlete. He really, really is. And so long overdue to win. Gee, everybody thought he was maybe going to win Talladega
I thought he had it last week.
Yeah, that engine blew up. It just, what a heartbreaker.
Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace is mired in 5th now. 7.5 seconds behind the leader. There you see Rusty in the number 2 working around Mike Skinner, who's a couple of laps down in 17th. Steve, what's the deal? All of a sudden he's up front. Now he's 7 seconds, nearly 8 seconds back.
Yeah, he's dropping back, Eli. We just heard him radio in to crew chief Robin Pemberton, and he said the car is too loose right now. We need Wedge back in the car. If you remember, on the last pit stop, they took a round out of the left rear, so I guess they went the wrong direction.
Tough way to have to find it out now with less than 30 laps to go in the race here at Rockingham.
Needs a pit stop.
If you're just clicking in, Brett Bodine, Mike Bliss, Dale Earnhardt, Wally Dallenbach, the 4 drivers in the garage. We have had 3 cautions. Rick Mast lost an oil line back at lap 179. Ricky Craven tagged the wall at lap 300, and then Dale Earnhardt went into the wall, lap 321. After he said he was hooked with the bumper of Kenny Irwin. Wally Dallenbach was there. Jerry Nadeau, host of guys getting together. I was at lap number 321, and that's been the story of the cautions thus far.
Eli, look at the 36 as he's going by here. He's got absolutely no hood on the car, and he's keeping up with all these cars. So much for aerodynamics. Look
Jerry Nadeau right there after going into the pits, coming out 13 laps later.
Moves on next year to Hendrick Motorsports. Terrific ride for him.
That's 15th spot on your screen. Couple laps down, Steve Park and Terry Labonte, but they are battling for position. 15th and 16th.
Well, Park better work hard, get himself all warmed up right now, because his ride home is a Harley Davidson. It's
going to be chilly today.
He and several of these guys rode their bikes from Charlotte here. That's a little over 2 hours on a motorcycle, and they're going to ride on home, and they don't have the electric gloves and the electric suits. Tough guys. Tougher than me, I'll tell you. Mine's in the garage.
Well, we're going to take care of another little bit of business, and we'll come back. We'll stay with you right on through the finish to see whether Jeff Burton can pick up the win. There's a bunch of hot air in the area, but that one is the balloon from the Bass Pro Shops. We're back in a moment.
Burger King has added a new word to the English language, craveable. Craveable, adjective, as in the craveable new Chicken Club sandwich is here to stay at Burger King. See, the Chicken Club has all white meat chicken, crispy bacon, and lettuce and tomato. So at first we called it delicious, but that didn't work. Tasty? Not good enough. But craveable just seemed to fit. The dictionary people didn't like it.
I'm sorry, craveable is not a real word.
But folks still seem to be warming up to our Chicken Club.
Burger King. Have it your way.
It's a story about a man and a bear. Together they learned. They grew. They faced the long winter with little food. After that, it's just a story about a bear.
Ready for your own outdoor adventure?
Enter Napa's Great Outdoor Adventure Sweepstakes and Sale. You could win a '99 Chevy Silverado, a Kawasaki ATV, or one of over 5,000 Poulan chainsaws. Enter at a participating Napa Auto Parts store today.
We build walls with our everyday routines. Walls that make a nasty habit of separating us from our dreams. But what if there was a way to break through to your dreams? There is a way. All you need is an outfitter with the right equipment. Ford is your outfitter, offering you the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. Climb in and watch the walls come tumbling down. Ford Outfitters, no boundaries.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Napa, we keep America running. And by Ford Outfitters, no boundaries. It was the fall of 1995. Ward Burton inherited the lead here at Rockingham after Dale Earnhardt was forced back into the pits to check for a missing lug nut. Burton held on to grab his only NASCAR Winston Cup win here at the Rock. If he's going to duplicate that today, he's going to pick up about a second and a tenth and bypass his brother Jeff, but Ward is beginning to close in on his brother. It was 1.5 seconds and 1.3, now 1.1. There you see Jeff Burton. And Ward now is second and a tenth behind. Jeff has never finished better than third here. He was third in February of '97 here at the Rock. There's Jeff's wife, Kim, all bundled up against the chill of the day.
Crew is telling him, you're doing fine, Jeff Burton. Just be smooth. Be smooth. Remember, in February here, Jeff Burton led the most laps, but he finished fourth. The pit stop cost him the race. Maybe this place owes him one, Eli.
He was fifth here last November, and we mentioned third back in February of '97. Has always finished. He never has failed to finish a race here at the Rock in his NASCAR Winston Cup career.
Gotta wonder what's going on in Ward Burton's mind now, having finished twice to his brother already this year. Here he is in second spot, race winding down. Gosh, he desperately wants to win one of these things.
It's now 1 4/10 seconds, so this last time by, Jeff Burton picks up some distance on his brother Ward. There it is, 1 4/10 seconds. Ralph, do they think they have anything left for Jeff down there?
Well, let's find out. We got Tommy Baldwin right here, the crew chief. Tommy, you got anything left for Jeff Burton? I can't hear what you said, but, you know, I'm real proud of all these guys on this 22 team. They worked their tails off all year long, and, you know, the 99 got a good jump on us in that restart there. We're starting to reel him in a little bit, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time. Well, he didn't hear me, but he got it right.
He sure did. Ward Burton, only one top 5 finish in the 10 previous visits he's made here to Rockingham. That was, as we showed you on that vignette a short moment or so ago, when he won here in October of '95.
And Tommy Baldwin was not the crew chief that day. If Ward could win, this would be Tommy's very first ever Winston Cup victory as a crew chief.
It'll be 10 laps to go next time by, and Ward will be 1 3/10 seconds behind. You saw Mayfield just in your picture there, the number 12 car. There he goes a lap down. That'll be the 9th place man being lapped.
Jeff Burton absolutely on a mission, driving flawlessly at the end of this race. He knows it's his to win. No mistakes, no caution flags. It's going to be tough for his brother to get him now.
Glenn, what's the tension level like down there?
Well, it's pretty hectic. In fact, Frankie just jumped down from the toolbox and ran down to the other end. He says right now, you don't want to talk to me. He's talking Jeff through every lap. But what he did, he went down and talked to the guys in the 12 crew. That was the car that Jeff Burton was going to lap next. And he is talking to Jeff almost all the way around the racetrack. Jeff's been asking a lot of questions about how close Ward's been getting to him. So Frankie declines to talk right now because he wants to talk to his driver.
Well, the driver's brother is now within 1 3/10 seconds. You saw the differential there. in this, the 124th race since Ward's last win. His only win here at the Rock.
Yeah, and heavy traffic right in front of our race leader right now with just a few laps to go.
Around Chad Little. There's second place, 1 2/10 seconds. You see that countdown, only 8 laps to go.
Yeah, they're side by side right in front of Jeff Burton.
Park in the 1, Kevin LePage in the 16. Of course, once Jeff gets through this traffic, that's the same deal Ward's going to have to deal with.
Exactly right.
Riding with Jeff Burton.
Good clean entry out of that corner there. You could hear the car really getting good forward bite.
Into turn 3.
What this morning he said he needed was a little bit more bite. They've got that bite dialed into the race car now.
It'll be 5 laps to go. Problems for Matt Kenseth in turns 3 and 4 as he is showing some smoke behind his automobile. But he gets out of everybody's way. There's Kenseth taken to the apron of the racetrack in the DeWalt Tools entry. Rear end problem. But he gets away and out of harm's way, and we stay green.
Talking to the spotter, trying to persuade the spotter to run down to the number 1 car, Steve Park. Asking to move out of the way, let the leader go. Kim Burton worried, looking on.
I don't think there's any wife out there who telegraphs her emotions more than has Kim Burton over the years, dating back to that very first win and right on through now when wins are coming at a more plentiful rate.
Yeah, you can see why Ward is closing in quite quickly right now.
Oh, yeah. They're both in the same picture. 4 to go. Brother against brother as they close in here at Rockingham.
Matt Kenseth takes his car to the garage, but all the attention is on the brothers Burton. 3 miles to go, 0.8 of a second to make up. Jeff Burton looking for his 6th career win of 1999. 6th win of the year, shall I say. All on super speedways.
Look at this, Eli. Look how close they are now with just 2 laps to go.
It would be Jeff Burton's first Rockingham win. And the 11th victory of his career.
Frank Stoddard in the background looking in every direction.
Kim says, I can't sit.
She said, go, go, go.
White flag. Ward is closing in. But in 3/4 of a mile, can he get there? Around Kenny Wallace. To within a car length and a half. Up the banking goes Jeff Burton. But Ward is not going to be able to get there. Out of turn 4 to the stripe. Give the checkers again to Jeff Burton by car lengths over his brother Ward. Bobby Labonte crosses 3rd. Then Jarrett 4th. Rusty Wallace 5th. Let's go to Glenn. He's in the middle of that celebration somewhere.
Well, I'm going to climb up here and get a word with Frankie Stoddard. He's still talking to his driver, Jeff Burton. And boy, it's a lot closer than you hoped, but what a good car you had at the end of the race, Frankie.
Well, I'll tell you what a driver. You know, what a crew. Them guys, they got us out in front right there at the end. I'm glad that they let me still change tires. You know, if I don't do it next year, that might have been my final glory. What a great stop there at the end to beat the 22 out. You know, Tommy Baldwin does a great job in Ward, and, you know, those guys ran great today. I don't know how we won this race. We were junk at the beginning of the race. We've made so many changes on the car. This is the greatest race we've ever won as far as making as many adjustments. We never had a good enough car to win, and somehow we worked it out. The guys just did a great job. And Jeff Burton, wow, what a job. XI batteries, Ford Taurus, everything. Great.
It was great. It was a great car. As I said, they worked on it all day and did a fantastic job. Got it right at the right time.
And our congratulations to Ward Burton as well. His 6th top 5 of the year. His 16th top 10 finish of 1999. The Brothers Burton gave us our money's worth today. We're back. Victory Lane next.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
If you don't get AC Delco brand name parts, you'd better get a good brand name shoe. AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
No matter what kind of car or truck that comes into my shop, there's one brand of automotive parts I can depend on. AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
There's a lot of reasons why so many people who take care of their cars turn to AutoZone each week. The low prices on the replacement parts they really need, and the large selection of the things they simply want. But most of all, they come to AutoZone because of the helpful, friendly people who work there. The kind of folks who know their stuff and who'll go the extra mile to help you out. Because after all, taking pride in taking care of people is what AutoZone is all about.
Brewing is really both an art and a science. Our ability to control different parts of the process with science is critical. But our ability to taste product and to understand what a different variety of hop, what different varieties of barley will do to the absolute flavor, and to blend ingredients that change year over year is the actual true art of brewing.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400 has been brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. And by AC Delco Automotive Parts. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it. Celebration time in Victory Lane.
Yeah, we're here, but hold on. Don't step on that popcorn. I'm going to eat that. Come on down here, man. What a great job your guys did getting you in and out of the pits all day long and adjusting on that race car. I know it wasn't what you wanted at first, but, boy, they was right at the end.
Let me tell you something. This XI Ford was a lap car. It was a lap car. Frank and everybody kept working on this thing, and we were a lap car, literally. And they kept working and working and working, and they finally got this thing to where it would run, and I'm just so proud of them. I mean, that's just a never quit attitude right there. Goodyear tires were awesome today, and pretty special to win one of our sponsors race. That's always neat.
Well, it was neat. You got another sponsor there too with frozen Coca-Cola. Got the family in here with him. Jeff, we saw a lot of guys, including yourself, at various times during the race today, having to go to the very top on the very bottom, trying to dig it around anywhere you could to find a group. At the end there, what worked best for you?
Well, the middle worked best for me. Up high, I was too loose. In the middle, I was better. You know, I just can't believe we won this race. I hate it for Ward. I really do. I know that's a heartbreaker for him. You know, one day he's going to turn this thing around. He's going to start kicking my butt. But I really do hate it for him. They had a great race car. And, you know, everybody says, isn't it fun racing your brother? Well, it's no fun, you know, having to beat your brother. It's no fun at all. And I know they're disappointed, but they did a hell of a job, too.
Well, they did. Now, you talk about heartbreaker. Turn her around here and introduce us to her. What a good-looking little girl.
This is the boss of the house. Well, actually, my wife's the boss, and then my daughter, and then Jack. that's kind of the way I work.
It's the hierarchy. Well, what about the dinosaur here? What's his name?
I don't know what the dinosaur's name is. She's probably just happy to still have it.
Well, we're going to let them go celebrate. They're throwing popcorn everywhere. I tell you, they worked awfully hard. Congratulations to Jeff and all of his crew. They did a great job.
Way to go, man.
25th different driver to win at Rockingham over the years, and the 13th Ford win of 99. Look what happened after the race. Jeff pulls over. He and Ward exchange a quick pleasantry, but indeed it's going to be tough for Ward. Third time he has finished second in 99, and all what his brother has won. Las Vegas, the Southern 500 at Darlington, and Ralph now today here at Rockingham.
Wow, it's unbelievable, isn't it, Eli? I mean, 3 times, Ward, second and all to your brother. What did you say when you stopped alongside you there on pit road?
I didn't say anything. This time made me mad. The other two didn't bother me as much, but I was actually, and still am, just mad. You know, I don't even want to say how I feel right now, but main thing is my Caterpillar team keeps giving me better cars every week, and they did again today. Pit stops awesome, motor awesome, got the car better as we went. Had a lap car trying to get the lap back, and it got him about 200 yards in front of me. And a few more laps would have got it, but we just ran out of time.
You talk about being mad. It's a competitive kind of mad, isn't it? And can you describe what kind of a competitive mad that is for those of us that don't compete as athletes?
Not only is he my brother, but I've finished twice, 3 times. I mean, we want to win a race, and hey, I don't expect him or anybody else to give it to us. It's just the circumstances. Obviously not mad at him. His team's been doing a great job for him, and he's been with that team for a while. But maybe one of these days we're going to turn around. One of these.
Funny you should say that, because that's exactly what he said down in Victory Lane. He figures you're going to be taking him pretty good here pretty soon. What would you say is the one thing that's keeping this team from uncorking a big streak of 4 or 5 wins maybe?
Nothing. I mean, it's just circumstances. I mean, we could go back over this whole race from start to finish, and I don't know what we'd do different. It's just circumstances. The car was a car good enough to win the race. We just ran out of time. There's nothing you could do over. I'm not looking back. If we don't win a race this year, we've got to win the season. I'm really happy for Caterpillar and Siemens and Mountain Dew, MB&A, and all their sponsors.
And Eli, as you know, this team is all staying together. Tommy Baldwin is re-signed, and Ward's not going anywhere. So I think they're right. But with their determination, they're going to hit on this thing. And once they do, I think Jeff's right. Look out.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to them in Victory Lane. There's no doubt about that. So the Cat team takes the war wagon back to the garage. We've got more coming up from Rockingham. There's your unofficial top 10. The full rundown when we come back.
Your family has celebrated lots of first moments. First ride, first love. And now, McDonald's gives your family a first-in-a-lifetime chance to be a part of the year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. You could win one of 500 dream vacations for 4. Pull the tab when you supersize an extra value meal.
Grandma, this is my first millennium.
Mine too, baby. Where can you start celebrating the millennium? Did somebody say McDonald's?
In the racing business, the right hardware at the right time can make the difference between winning and losing.
Get the toolbox that rocks at True Value. It's just $24.95 when you spend $20 or more on your Visa card at participating True Value hardware stores.
Your True Value is the official hardware store of NASCAR, IROC, and homes everywhere.
I know the truth about tires, and I have proof. Pep Boys has tires from 4 for $99 to the Futura SE's Motor Trend said were impressive. The truth will set me free.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us. Drivers, race teams, and race fans, the 99 Team Simpson Racing Catalog is now available. For more information, call 1-800-71-RACIN or visit the Simpson website at simpsonraceproducts.com and join Team Simpson today. Mack Trucks are furnished by Clement Chevy Mack Sales. For all your truck and tractor needs, call Clement at 1-800-369-MACK. Winnebago Industries, the official motorhome of TNN Motorsports. For information on Winnebago Industries products for the Winnebago Motorsports team, call 1-800-643-4892.
Welcome back, everybody. The fans filing out here at The Rock. They saw quite a battle today. The brothers Burton, Jeff defeating Ward, with Bobby Labonte and Dale Jarrett rounding out the top 4. 5th place going to Rusty Wallace. We are in there somewhere. That's that new tower they built a couple of years ago now here at Rockingham to accommodate the overflow media, the luxury suites, and so on. Meanwhile, down in the garage area, Steve Burns is caught up with Mark Martin.
Well, Mark, 6th place finish today. Tell us about your day here at Rockingham. You had a great weekend overall.
We really did, and we had a good run today. We had a couple of problems and actually overcame them and still wound up finishing sixth. So probably couldn't have done a lot better than that if we hadn't had trouble. So I guess it's a good day for the Valvoline team. We had a crew member get injured on pit road, and we had several other glitch-ups. I slid through my pits on a green flag stop. So, it was just one of those days. We had a couple of problems, but it sure could have been worse. And we had a pretty good race car. We just, we chased some stuff around today and didn't, we were pretty strong there at the end, but we had to come from way behind to come from 10th to 6th is all we could do.
Mark, you've said, made it public that you're going to have back surgery as soon as the season is over, and I know you don't like people to feel sorry for you, but how do you feel in the race car towards the end of the season?
I feel good in the race car. It's just the rest of it that isn't as much fun, It doesn't bother me in the car at all.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Mark Martin down in the garage area with Steve Burns as Jeff Burton picks up the victory here today. And our unofficial tallies, Glenn, show your brother still with a 246-point lead leaving Rockingham.
Yeah, Eli, that's the way I figured it, because he got the 5-point bonus for leading the most laps, and Bobby Labonte led a couple of laps, so it all washed out to no difference there today. Dale, your car was good early on. I heard you saying that you made an adjustment there at the end that evidently backfired on you.
Well, yeah, you can only do what you think is right for the car, and we just weren't very good on new tires. We were willing to give that up, but I thought I could make it a little bit better on the longer run, and we talked, and there wasn't a lot of adjustment, but it was enough that it just hurt the car. Between that and maybe that set of tires just didn't stick. The tires that I had on this right before that, I was ready to go. I had the car just what I thought would be perfect, and we had about 85 laps or something there if we would have run to the end, and that's just what I was looking for to try to make a run at them. But all in all, it turned out good. If you look at the big picture, we did what we needed to do.
Speaking of the big picture, by our tally, 19 is now the magic number. You finished 19th or better in the final 3 races, and if you lead one of those races, that magic number goes up to 20, so only a few more to go.
Yeah, we're gaining on it. This is getting closer for us, and a lot more exciting times for us. These guys, I hope, are enjoying it, and we've got 3 good races left for us. We've got a week off, and we'll go to Homestead and test and get ready for there. So we just do our job. Things are in good shape, but we have to make sure that we do that.
Everybody, including yourself, seems to be handling the pressure of all this really well.
Well, yeah, there's a certain amount of pressure, but, our guys, I think, are more excited than they are looking at the pressure. They're just excited about the prospects of us winning a championship, the hard work and the efforts that they've put forth, not only this year, but the 3 previous years. And, it'd be well-deserved for these guys and certainly for Robert Yates. So I think we're more excited than nervous.
Well, they're excited, guys. I'll tell you what, I'm nervous.
You know what I think is a luxury to them, fellas, is the fact that even if the wheels came off the wagon, even if they finished dead last and Bobby Labonte won a race, they'd still leave that racetrack at this stage of the season with a point lead. That's a pleasant luxury to have.
It's got to be wonderful to be in that position. You know that Dale Jarrett, everybody out there says they want him to win a championship. He deserves one. He's the type of driver that will represent our sport in the right way.
So there you see the numbers heading down the final stretch with Phoenix and Homestead and Atlanta yet to go. A good look at the Rock. Back in a moment.
Sit down and listen to your inner voice.
My inner voice says honor my inner child.
Mine says love everyone.
My inner voice says I like a Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. David, you need to go deeper. Oh, okay. With Biggie fries and a drink?
Wait, my voice is saying that too.
So's mine.
When you're hungry, Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with 3 strips of bacon and sauteed mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce is like a voice that can't be denied. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Boy, talk about inner peace.
This dog can't tell the difference between a radiator hose and a bone. Other dogs, perhaps, but not this one. That's why at Advanced Auto Parts, it's our job to carry over 1 million parts. So we'll always have the parts you need, just in case you run into this dog, or one like him.
TNN's opening up another can of Full Action Friday on ECW Wrestling. Action so real, you can feel it. ECW Wrestling, Friday at 8, 7 Central, part of Swill Zone Friday on TNN.
Okay, Bobby, what do you want for dinner?
I want pizza. No, wait. I want chicken. No, I want broccoli.
You want broccoli.
No, I want cherry cobbler.
Now at Golden Corral, your kids can have just about anything they can imagine for just $2.99.
I want mashed potatoes.
Really?
With gummy bears.
Even if it is a little odd.
Available at GEX in Hampton and Newport News.
Hey, folks, Phoenix International Raceway still has tickets available for the big weekend of racing, November 5th, 6th, and 7th. The Fedlite Southwest Tour of NASCAR, the inaugural appearance of the NASCAR Busch Series for the Outback Steakhouse 200, and the 12th visit to the Desert Mile for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, and the Checker Auto Parts Duralube 500. Tickets are available. Just give the folks at Phoenix International Raceway a call. You see the phone number right there. Give them a yell because they are standing by for your phone call right now if you'd like, or certainly any day leading up to their big race weekend, November 5, 6, and 7 out in the Valley of the Sun. Beautiful setting there, adjacent to the Estrella Mountains, Phoenix International Raceway. Ralph Shaheen. Down in the garage, Bobby Labonte.
And Eli, we're just sitting here discussing points and so forth. So, I mean, you had a great day, but unfortunately you don't pick up a whole lot of points, right?
No, not really. But, Dale's a great driver here. I mean, he's run so good here for so many years, and the Yates team and Todd and all those guys. They got great race cars week in and week out, and this is one of their better racetracks. So, unless something happens, we're just, we're really just racing in for position on the racetrack, and points just keep trickling up and down, but not making much change. But Interstate Batteries, Pontiac, Jimmy Makar, all the guys did a great job today. We didn't have a third-place car for most of the day, and we came on better at the end and could not run with Jeff or Ward after we went back to green, but kind of even out with them there after about 20 laps.
Was there one particular thing that you changed at the end that really made the difference in how the car performed?
Well, yes and no. I mean, we adjusted on it throughout the day, and we put it back where we had it the second stop, and then we made some more adjustments after that. We just dropped the track bar down just a little bit. We had it up a couple times. We had it back down a couple times, and one time down wasn't good, one time up wasn't good. So we just kind of made one shot at it, put a pound of air in one of the tires, and it seemed like that was a little bit better.
And you told me just before here that you just come in from Phoenix before this weekend. Have you been out there testing, and are you ready for the upcoming race?
Yeah, we went out there last week and tested a little bit, and that's not one of my better racetracks either, so figured we go out there and see what we could do. And they got a little different tires, so I hope it helps us out. We've seemed like we ran pretty decent out there this time. So last time we just didn't hit on anything. So we're basically on vacation, I think. So this time, I think if we get everything right, we'll hopefully be a lot more competitive.
Okay, Bobby, thanks a lot for sticking around. Eli?
All right, guys, thank you very much, and a good job for Bobby Labonte coming home in third. Now, as the fans file out, time for us to bring you the AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Here's Glenn.
Thanks, Eli. And the fans may wonder why we waited until now to do this, because I ain't going to stand out here on pit road during the race and get run over. I got a few more years left. What we're going to talk about here today is all the lines that are on pit road, all the way down pit road, from the start to finish. See this line here? Now, you look all the way down, there's another line there. You can see my spotter through my camera there. That's Jeff Probst. He's at the next line. All right, there's a red line on the pit wall coordinating with these white lines. What these are for are timing lines. These are the lines that NASCAR uses to time the cars on pit road, so they can time them from any one of these lines. These lines are 150 feet apart. Pit road speed is 45 miles per hour here at Rockingham. They have a conversion chart up there, so they can time a car from any point to another as long as they're between these lines anywhere up and down pit road. That's how they catch these guys for speeding. Now, we saw it a couple of times in the Busch race yesterday, and particularly that now that they have lengthened this road here, the pit road at Rockingham, it's one of the longest that we see anywhere we go. It's awfully tough to maintain your patience and your composure all the way down this thing to try to keep the car going the right speed. And if you don't, NASCAR will check your time from line to line, and they'll nail you and have you come back in and visit with them. And that's not what you want to do.
And we thank Glenn Jarrett for today's AutoZone Tech Fact, and that's how they keep up with the speed limit on the pit lane. Jeff Burton wins the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400. More from Rockingham when we come right back.
Need a new water heater? GE Smart Water Heaters have the best warranties around, and installing your GE Smart Water Heater is easy. Just give the Home Depot a shout.
This is where most oil comes from, out of the ground and into your engine. Sure, it's refined, but it still retains some sort of impurities, and quite frankly, I won't use it. Mobil One's a little different. It's man-made, it's fully synthetic and pure. And that purity means cleaner engines, less engine wear, and better performance. I tell you, it's worth paying a little extra for.
Nothing outperforms Mobil One. NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
Need brakes? Now during the Midas $40 lifetime brakes rebate, save $20 per axle or $40 for your whole car. Lifetime guaranteed $40 in savings right now. Go safely. Go Midas.
At Burger King, we're making breakfast that's easy to eat on the run, like our sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich or delicious French toast sticks. Grab them and go right now for just 99 cents each. Hey, with tasty choices like this, getting out of bed just got a whole lot easier.
Burger King. Have it your way.
It just looks so natural. Welcome back to Rockingham, everybody. Glad you're with us as Jeff Burton enjoys the spoils of victory with the win here today in the Pop Secret 400. Don't forget, coming up next weekend, the NASCAR Busch Series drivers will be in Memphis, Tennessee, and, of course, their season winding down. Let's find out together who rocks on towards championship. It is the Sam's Town 250 next Sunday, a week from today, at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time, right here on TNN Motorsports. Buddy and myself and Larry McReynolds going to be here, Glenn Jarrett, the whole crew. I had a chance to visit the Memphis Motorsports Park the other day. I was up there for another assignment and went over to see the 3/4-mile oval. That's a nice little racetrack.
Oh, you were up there, cha-ching, or cha-ching?
No, I wasn't pulling the handle. I was there for, matter of fact, an NHRA Winston drag racing event. They're right next door at the drag strip. There you see the full rundown. Let's take you back so you know where your favorite drivers came home today. Good run for Sterling and for John Andretti both.
Rusty from 25th to 5th. Hamilton 35th to a top 10 finish.
Terry Labonte knocking on the door for a while, but then went a lap down and comes home in 14th. Ricky Rudd going to have to try again to keep that streak of his going.
Tough day for Kenny Schrader, finishing in 30th spot.
Jeffrey Bodine had his problems. Darrell Waltrip lost a number of laps. Then the fellows who were involved in accidents, Dale Earnhardt, not had good runs here at Rockingham this year.
Well, Ricky Craven, another tough finish, way in the back of the field.
And Brett Bodine, the first retiree with an engine problem, sending him to the garage. Now, what happens at this stage of the day when the race is done and the fans are pretty well gone? The chassis dyno rolls out.
And this is a device that NASCAR began bringing into the races a couple of years ago to try and find out who had a better engine than whoever else might be running in the race. Right now, they got Ward Burton's car up there. All the top 5 cars except the winning car, which is still in victory lane, are
lined up to go on this thing. You look at the back wheels of the car, they're going to fire it up, and underneath the back wheels, they can determine the horsepower that is produced right to the ground. This is better than an engine dyno. An engine dyno, they have to take the motor completely out of the car in order to do that. Here, the power has to go through the clutch, the transmission, the rear end, the rear axles before they actually measure it. So this is the absolute best way to measure the amount of power any one of these cars is putting on the ground. Why is NASCAR interested? They don't want to have anybody have an undue advantage, either aerodynamically or horsepower-wise.
Yeah, and it's got rollers right there, right in front of the wheels there that turn and actually tell you. And also this fan right here keeps it just like the air is blowing in on the racetrack.
Yeah, that'll keep the engine cool so it doesn't overheat while all this is going on.
So the chassis dyno rolling out front and center here in the NASCAR Winston Cup garage. We're coming back. We'll visit with others. I think Rusty's going to be with us when we come back as well.
It's a story about a man and a bear. Together they learned. They grew. They faced a long winter with little food. After that, it's just a story about a bear.
Ready for your own outdoor adventure? Enter Napa's Great Outdoor Adventure Sweepstakes and Sale. You could win a '99 Chevy Silverado, a Kawasaki ATV, or one of over 5,000 Poulan chainsaws. Enter at a participating Napa Auto Parts store today.
Waiting for somebody, kid?
You found this for my mom, my dad, my uncle.
How much stuff you got in that bag?
You know, my first racing days were pretty rough. With my wheels set so close together, I was always getting loose in the turns. Now that I'm trading paint with the big boys, wider is better.
With speed-sensitive steering, the White Track Grand Prix delivers precise control in the corners. No wonder it's been selected official pace car of NASCAR.
There's no getting around it. Wider is better.
The White Track Grand Prix. Wider is better. By Pontiac.
We are back here at the Rock. The fans filing out. And the race winner's car now being pushed back towards the inspection station. Jeff Burton gets the win. Mark Martin had himself a good run. We heard from Mark earlier. Brought car number 6 home in 6th spot. Let's hear from Jimmy Fennig, who calls the shots for that Valvoline team. Ralph?
Well, Eli, just this past weekend, NASCAR released a press release saying that they have okayed the body for the new Taurus for the year 2000. And Jimmy, Roush Racing had a lot to do with the downforce body that was going to be built for the 2000 Taurus. What do you think? Do you like what you've got? Are you going to be happy with it?
Well, it's kind of early to tell. You know, we kind of built a prototype model over at Roush Racing. So far, everything looks okay. It looks like we ain't going to lose nothing. It'll probably be about the same as what we got right now. But you got a different look, a different front end and a different rear fascia. But right now, everything looks okay. We don't look like we're going to be any worse, but looks good.
Right now, Eli, the teams are just waiting on the last few templates before they can start building bodies. It was Penske Racing that actually did the Speedway prototype, and then Yates Racing consulted with both Roush and Penske.
And there is Jack, who's down there. You heard the chassis dyno in the background just roaring as the Caterpillar machine was put through its paces, and a lot of the team owners and interested onlookers check out on those numbers.
And how about a round of applause for Jack Roush? There have been four Winston Cup and Busch races here this year total. He won all 4 of them.
Indeed so. A few minutes ago, Steve Burns chatted with Rusty Wallace. Let's revisit that conversation.
Rusty Wallace finished 5th today. Rusty, on the last stop, we heard you guys made a chassis adjustment. Tell us about the change. Did it help? It looked like it hurt.
Well, what happened was the car was really good all day long. I mean, fantastic. And I'm so proud of the team to have a car that could get me just driving from 25th to 1st. It was that dominant today. And everything was going great. And then all of a sudden we changed tires. We went back out, and the car was just not handling nothing like it has been all day long. So because of that, we were kind of thinking the temperature was changing. So we took some wedge out of it at the very end of the race. And when he put another set of tires back on it, we found out that set of tires just wasn't agreeing with everything else. And the car got real loose at the end. And I just had to save it and bring it home 5th.
Rusty, I don't think people understand how difficult it is to win a race these days. I mean, you've been gunning for your 50th, but gosh, it's just everything has to be just right to win.
Yeah, it really does. And I got to tell you, I really thought that I had it today when the car was that dominant. When you qualify as bad as I did, and we've been qualifying pretty good this year, but qualified bad and actually drove from 25th up to the lead and led the halfway bonus and got all that money and led a lot of laps. I really thought the day was the day. I thought we had our 50th victory today for myself, the team, Mr. Penske, all our sponsors, everybody. And then you change tires, and it went nuts on me. And so then you find yourself chasing that. But it does make you wonder if it's weather, if it's tires, or track conditions, or what it is. But whatever happened, when I put the last set back on, it was back okay. But that adjustment we made in the chassis is what KO'd us.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Rusty Wallace as he chatted with Steve Burns, and there's Jeff Burton's daughter playing with a little of the popcorn in Victory Lane here at Rockingham. When you win, the whole family enjoys. When you don't, you suffer together. Today is Jeff Burton's chance to smile.
America's newest tire store has just the tires for you, and just the battery, and shocks, and brakes for your Ford, Mercury, or Lincoln. One-stop service with factory-trained technicians and competitive prices. Now get brake service for $89.95 or less installed. Quality care service, the right people, the right parts, and always the right prices at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
TNN salutes a century of motorsports and a legend in the making. John Force. The name alone conjures images of a man of intensity and passion on the drag strip. That intensity has garnered John Force an unrivaled 8th NHRA funny car title, and Force is well on his way to number 9 this year. Whether he's working the ropes or pedaling a 325-mile-per-hour funny car, John Force never forgets his fans or his fellow competitors. And his competitors will never forget John Force. They have a hard time working up the necessary animosity to race the Castrol car.
You know, he's about the only racer I've ever raced against that usually in your mind you try to dislike a guy when you're running him. It makes you better. Like going out to fight a guy, you got to dislike him a little bit. Of course, it's hard to dislike him because he's a cool guy. He's just been great for the sport.
For more on the century of motorsports, log on to country.com, your personal source for all things country.
Brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
Welcome back, everybody, up atop the roof of the Rock, the North Carolina Speedway. Hey, get ready for a full week of motorsports coming up before too much longer. There's critical points races, as you know, in NASCAR Winston Cup, the NASCAR Busch Series, and the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. Plus, there's all kind of racing specials throughout the week. The 4th annual TNN Salute to Motorsports. It starts on Monday, November the 1st. Check it out. It's all right here on TNN. I hope you can make your plans to tune in because we have got a bunch of racing coming your way here down the final stretch. Doing a little calculation here for Dale Jarrett to clinch the championship after Phoenix, to do it after the next race, he would have to leave Phoenix with a 371-point lead over Bobby Labonte, which would mean he'd have to pick up an additional 126 at Phoenix. Not likely to see the title wrap up in the Valley of the Sun.
No, in fact, almost certainly it's not going to happen. But DJ, by the same token, has had just a terrific year. Today was his 22nd top 5, just 5 times out of the top 10. Incredible.
A lot of the interviews you'll see on your local news and the pictures you see in the paper being shot right now down in Victory Lane. All the different sponsors getting their moment in the sun as they change the hats atop Jeff Burton, and what's been really a beautiful day here at Rockingham. A little bit of a chill in the air, but nevertheless, the fans saw themselves some fine racing. So again, the magic number for Dale Jarrett is now 19th or better. If he finishes 19th or better in all the remaining races, regardless of what Bobby Labonte does, the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship will be his. Coming up next, we've got more coverage for you on the East Coast. NASCAR Garage will be coming up right here on TNN. And those of you on the West Coast, race day is coming your way. So wherever you are across this great country of ours, we've got more racing goings on. NASCAR Garage on the East Coast and race day coming your way live on the West Coast right here on TNN Motorsports. Next weekend, we will be gathering in Memphis, Tennessee. That's the next stop for the NASCAR Busch Series. Only a few races left in their battle for the 1999 NASCAR Busch Series Championship. The Samstown 250. That is next Sunday, 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, right here on TNN Motorsports. Buddy and I will be there, along with Larry McReynolds, Glenn Jarrett. And, Buddy, glad you hung with it because your voice got better as the day went. I know you don't feel all that great, but it's been great having you on board today, as always.
Well, thank you guys for having me up here. I tell you, I never realized what it means to have a voice, even as bad as mine is. When you lose it, man.
You did just fine.
Killer.
We'll see you in Memphis next weekend, and Doctor, we'll see you in a couple of weeks out in Phoenix, Arizona.
Looking forward to it. This is a fun place.
Always is a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun today, a little beating and banging to spice things up, but that's racing. Dale Earnhardt tagged the wall there. Climbed out okay, but climbed out to a 40th place finish. But conversely, it was Jeff Burton who climbed out to the cheers of his wife, Kim, and picked up yet another win on the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Thank you again to Buddy Baker and Dick Berggren, and to the guys in the pits on the garage, Steve Burns, Ralph Shaheen, Glenn Jarrett. Job well done. We'll talk to you next weekend from Memphis for NASCAR Busch Series racing Sunday at 1. I'm Eli Gold, bidding you so long from Rockingham.
NASCAR Garage, next on TNN Motorsports. After nearly 15,000 miles of racing, the NASCAR Winston Cup season is almost over. Take a look back at the 99 highlights on Darrell Waltrip's Racers, November 7th at noon Eastern, a part of TNN Salutes of Motorsports.
Car thieves steal more than just cars. Because of them, we all pay more for insurance and lose the services of officers whose time could be spent keeping our neighborhoods safe. Because of them, we all lose. But there is a way to make car thieves pay. If you have information about an auto theft or the theft of vehicle parts, call 1-800-947-HEAT. If your information leads to an arrest, you could get a reward of up to $10,000. Because of you, we all win.
Callers do not have to identify themselves or appear in court.
To figure out how to play Wild Time from the Virginia Lottery, we sent esteemed wild game expert Jack Hanna out into the bush. Oh, there, look. Aha. Apparently you just scratched the ticket. Wild Time, with 10 chances to win $25,000, it's the wildest scratch game there is.
Is about 10 grams, less than half an ounce. But if you take this 10 grams and move it from just the right place, say the crankshaft, in just the right way, you can gain about 4 horsepower.
And that's a pretty good trade-off. Today on NASCAR Garage, we'll meet engine builder Steve Allen with the number 4 Kodak car. Now, Steve is going to show us how he trims a little weight here and a little weight there in order to build special engines that have a lot to do with where they start on Sunday.
Plus, we'll drop in on NASCAR officials and learn how they document their inspections and see how something that's invisible to the naked eye can actually help keep a car's nose in joint.
All that and more, so stay right there. It's NASCAR Garage. Pressure a NASCAR crew chief faces on Friday when qualifying gets close is tough enough.
But once the field is set, it's all turned up another notch or a 3. There are engines to swap, there are race setups to be perfected, and precious few hours to get it all just right.
Saturday morning's practice just really determines what changes you're going to make for happy hour. Normally on Saturday, we only get 2 practices. It's early morning, probably for an hour, hour and a half at max, and then we'll probably, just about everywhere we go, happy hour is at the end of the day.
For most NASCAR Winston Cup crew chiefs, Saturday is the toughest and longest day at the track.
You try to get some of the bigger things done and tried in the morning practice, say different shock packages, things like that. Then that way, leading into the final practice, happy hour Saturday afternoon, you've kind of got some of the bigger things out of the way, and you can just work on the fine-tune adjustments, track bar, a little bit of wedge in, a little bit of wedge out, just minor changes, because I tell you, time you get a plug check on that race engine the first of happy hour, that hour seems like it goes by in about 30 minutes, so you want to get as many runs in as you can.
Saturday is probably the more difficult day as far as getting the motor changed, you know, for the race, for happy hour, getting the right gear combination in the car, you know, getting the car where it'll drive good for 75 lap runs at a time. You know, that's the biggest thing that you work at.
Trying to make those right, quick decisions in happy hour, knowing that the time's running out and you don't have any more laps. Saturday's definitely the toughest day.
Saturday, you're throwing a lot more stuff at it, so you're working a little bit harder, a little bit faster, trying to get more accomplished in a short amount of time.
Saturday, really, even though you only practice in the morning and then there's a big gap between the morning and the afternoon practice, you're tinkering with the car or the notes all day, driver, crew chief, discussing things back and forth, making final decisions. You try and lay out a plan that you're going to make changes in happy hour, and when you're done, then you worry all night Saturday night to figure out what you're going to do for Sunday.
Never go out to dinner Saturday night because there's too many crowds. I'll sit in the room with my wife and usually pull out all my old notes, just look over what we did in the past, where we got beat, where we needed to be better, you know, what happened pit strategy-wise, 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel mileage. I mean, just all the different scenarios that might have happened in the last 3 or 4 races at a certain racetrack, and try to eliminate those scenarios from, if they hurt you, you try to eliminate those scenarios, get them in your mind to make sure they don't happen again.
And my wife, she says, regardless of what I tell her, how our car is after happy hour, she can tell by how many times I wake her up during the night, tossing and turning, if we're going to be good or going to be bad on race day.
After the grueling Saturday practice sessions and the sleepless night that usually follows, a hectic Sunday morning remains in store.
Coming here on Sunday morning, you got 2 things you got to do. One, you got to get that car nut and bolted together, everything tight and tie-wired, nothing falling off. So, because whether we run good or bad, that's got to happen, because you can't do either if the car's going to fall apart. So you got to get all that done, get your checklist done. We have about a 7-page checklist. The guys look like ants crawling over that car. Each guy has a particular assignment. But then any changes you've decided to make on that race car, then you go in there and you got to make those changes and get that thing to the line by a particular time.
Generally, I'd say 8 out of 10 times we're making a small, you know, might make a small, everybody probably makes a small chassis adjustment, whether it be a little bit of air pressure, a little bit of wedge or something on Sunday morning, you know, depending on the scenario of the weather.
Normally when I come in on Sunday morning, I've got a plan. I've been up, you know, Saturday. I've got my pad. We're going to go in there and just put the lift on the side of the car and go after it. So depending on what changes I decided to make on Saturday night, you know, I know that coming in there Sunday morning, we want to get to work right away, and we want to get the car through inspection as quick as we can, get it out on the line before it gets too crowded, and then try and take an hour or 2 to relax before the race starts.
Well, Leslie, I don't know about you, but Saturday night in a hotel pouring over notes is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, who wants to be out with their friends anyway? You got to give the wives credit. That's not an easy way to live week in and week out.
It really isn't. And, you know, you hear people say, I don't need somebody to put pressure on me. I put enough on myself. In these cases, I think that's true. It is a labor of love, but it's hard.
That's a good way to put it. There's more to come here on NASCAR Garage. Stay with us.
Brought to you by Red Lobster, the place to go for delicious lobster, crab, and shrimp meals. And by Sealed Power Engine Parts, another great part of Federal Mogul.
Some occasions aren't found on any calendar, but when you find them, celebrate with a meal together. The taste of fresh seafood, an escape from the ordinary. Find a reason to escape to Red Lobster.
Let's go racing! It's a monster mini-Vanarama weekend. See Mom and her errand running short chopping 6 cylinders full block, take on 11 jobs at once.
The right spark plugs make any car feel high performance. So use Champion, the world's favorite spark plug. Champion, another great part of Federal Mogul.
Look out, motorists. Old Man Winter's out to get you.
You're cold and cool and you don't fight fair. That's okay. See if I care.
No matter what winter throws at you, Prestone Antifreeze is how you fight back.
Hit me with your best shot.
Kick Old Man Winter in the teeth with the #1 way to fight corrosion and protect your aluminum radiator to 84 below.
Hit me with your best shot.
Get in the Prestone zone so nothing can stop you now.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. And the K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. And where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high-compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
Welcome back. You know, if you take a very close look at a Winston West car and then a close look at these Winston Cup cars, you won't see much difference. In this case, what you see is what you get.
But first, Chris and Winston Cup director Gary Nelson peel off some of the mystery behind how these cars can race so hard and still look so good.
Well, that's right. When you think about it, the car ahead of you may be kicking up some dust or small particles of sand, and they're kind of suspended in the air. But when you get to them and you're going close to 200 miles an hour, it really works on these leading edges.
And bye-bye paint.
Oh, yes.
We're with Winston Cup director Gary Nelson and with Dick Gallimore, who's with the 3M company. And what we're talking about is preservation of a paint job. And in the business of racing, Gary, the one thing we don't want halfway through the race on Sunday is for this car to say R2 Etwar. You want to keep the finish nice as long as possible.
Well, you know, the guys work so hard in the body shops. They get a nice paint job on the car. The decals are all perfect when the car gets to the racetrack. But one practice session with an unprotected nose, and it can all be wiped out.
So you want to protect it, and you also want to be able to fix it quickly if necessary.
Oh, that's right, too. The sponsors, everybody, they want the car to look good.
Okay, and Dick, that's where you come in, because your company has a product just about everybody uses that helps with that whole process.
Right, Chris. 3M has a product called 3M Paint Protection Film, which, as you can see, is a wide, clear urethane film.
Okay.
We make it available in separate sizes for smaller applications.
This one can do big parts of the car.
And what the teams will do is stretch this across the leading edge of the car, and they'll peel the backing off, and then when they stick it down onto the paint and apply it like a decal, it becomes invisible, and yet it protects the finish.
And not only protects, but helps with that quick repair we referred to. Let's go to the table and look at that.
Chris, this is an old front end off of one of Jimmy Spencer's number 23 Winston Cup cars. What do you think?
I think it's been stressed, but I also think we can demonstrate that your tape did a pretty good job where you peeled it back right there. That paint under there looks just fine.
Sure does.
This is scrap, of course, but it demonstrates what we're talking about, Gary. And I wonder, when did racers discover this material?
Well, Chris, my first experience with it was in the mid-'80s when somebody from the helicopter industry came along and said, hey, we use this on the leading edge of our rotors on the top of a helicopter, so when it lands and all the dust and grit is kicked up, it doesn't chip the blades. We said, well, heck, we're having chipping on the front of our race cars. Let's give it a try. It's been on race cars ever since.
And it does have an aerodynamic implication.
Well, that's right. Those little chips will cause turbulence, and turbulence is bad aerodynamically.
Yeah, aeromen like a nice, smooth surface.
Exactly.
Now, this has a consumer application. Anybody that owns a car can use it, and it helps. It also offers UV protection. What does that mean?
UV protection is the ability of a film or tape, Chris, to withstand the ultraviolet rays, which would cause yellowing on a car surface. And I'll demonstrate how the product's applied. We simply spray the product and the surface with water and apply it as you would a decal. And Gary, you put a lot of decals on race cars.
Oh, yeah.
And this product will become almost invisible on the surface of the car.
And it's ready for a good long period of service. And another thing, Gary, if we go back to the front end here, you can see this big fracture line, but it didn't separate. It helps with the integrity, the structure of the car.
I drive the 00 Oliver Gravity Separators Monte Carlo in the NASCAR Winston West Series for 10 years now. It's our fifth, actually we're in our sixth season now, straight full season. Last year we were lucky enough to win the most popular driver award.
This motor is a 358 cubic inch, 9.5 to 1 compression ratio motor. The carburetor is the same as they run in Winston Cup. The only difference between this motor and a Cup motor is the compression ratio. The NASCAR Winston West Series has kind of a unique situation with its tire rules. The tires that we run on half-mile smaller track are bias-ply tires, which you have to learn to take care of a little bit better with the heavier car and more horsepower. These tires are real easy to burn off the car, as I found out in Tucson at my first race in January. The first half of the race, we kind of started out real strong and fell back at the end of the first half because I'd used the tires up too hard in the first part of the race. Second half of the race, we learned and moved our way back up and had a good, solid top 5 finish.
The owner of my Winston West car is Jeff Burney. We have an all-volunteer crew. My wife, in fact, is the crew chief and my spotter. We work at the shop during the week and on the weekends when we're not at the race, and then we all go to the race together. In the Winston West Series, we run in tracks like Tucson, which is a 3/8 mile, all the way up to the Super Speedway, California, 2-mile tracks, which are the same as the same track and same weekend as the Winston Cup. So we have the opportunity to, and being in a Winston Cup car, we have the opportunity to show off to hopefully some of the Winston Cup drivers and maybe be able to move right into Winston Cup racing. And we'd love to see the fans come down and visit us. We always let them come in before and after the race, and even during the race, you can come probably back sometimes and sneak in and watch us back from the back of the pits. We basically run the same way as the Winston Cup guys do, but it's a lot easier to probably come visit with us and see the cars. And it's just as competitive. We're side to side, bumper to bumper, and we'll give you a good show, 200-300 laps each event.
Coming up, we're going to meet a man who spends his weekdays creating race engines and then relaxes on the weekend by going to the track and spending time with the driver and making sure they get the most out of his creation.
And NASCAR inspectors show us how they keep detailed records of, well, everything that happens before, during, and after a race. Stay with us.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. 'Cause I got the burning, the kind that you need. 'Cause it keeps running on for me.
Time will definitely be on your side with a furnace from Armstrong Air. Armstrong Air, strength you can rely on.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high-compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
Filtration, particle trapping is a lot more complex than people think. Here we go. Now, let's say Mr. Schrader here was a 10-micron particle. Now, if Mr. Schrader were to try to get through a Purolator filter, it would be as if he were a running back trying to run through a briar patch 3 football fields long without getting snagged. No way. Now you know why every Purelator filter has more pleats and depth than other brands.
I think they get your point.
Pure oil now, pure oil later, Purelator.
The right brakes make any car feel high performance.
Yep, they're Wagner brakes.
So choose Wagner, from the world's leader in brake pads. Wagner Brakes, another great part of Federal Mogul.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals? Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. So don't send the wrong signals. Get Selsun Power.
Well, we made a couple changes on the chassis this morning. Last night in the final practice, the car was just a little bit too tight. So we changed the right rear... Sorry. Anyway, by changing that right rear spring and by adjusting that air pressure a little bit, I think it's going to help the car turn a little bit better off the corner, therefore run a little bit faster lap times.